As always, what's up? All right, as you can see, gonna go out and put a few more miles on the old Hyper 4-stroke. If you caught the last video, which has been a while, I've been busy, got things to do. I wish it could be just all about motorized bikes, but got things to take care of. Grass to mow, roofs to fix, etc., etc. Not to mention the raccoon I'm battling to stay out of my damn house. But anyway, enough of that. We're gonna go out and put a couple more miles on this bad fella, and I'll share my thoughts and views, because I know everybody wants to see those, or hear those, or see and hear those. But anyway, the last 15 miles were flawless. It's me in the shadow. Who else would it be? But anyway, had to take the time out to have the roofer man come and get rid of, well, I guess can't really show it to you now, it's gone. But there used to be a big attic vent with a little fan motor on it that the raccoon, who must have brought tools with him, ripped the healthy screen out of that bad fella and slid past the old fan blade and on up in my attic he went. Then he went down on the wall, made a bunch of racket. It's just not good. Nobody wants that. All right, so let's take a quick ride and then we'll get into this here video. If I can do this one-handed, we're gonna see how she's been sitting for pretty much a month. See how it starts, cold start, and no choke. Well, so far, I have nothing but good things to say about that little engine. It runs quiet and smooth. Get that clutch broke in a little bit more and calm down on some of that chatter. But it's just because it's new. I mean, they do have a little chatter to them all the time, but when it's brand new, it's like got extra chatter when you take off from a dead stop. Although you're pedaling and rolling into the throttle, it's got a little chatter to it. But after it gets going, it's super quiet, so nothing to alarm myself about right now. Because that's what I want to find out, is how this thing performs. Never put any miles on one myself, so that's why I kept this one, and think I'm going to keep riding it. Allow me to show my bird's eye view of our trusty Illinois State Fairgrounds. Figured I'd start off here. Nobody wants to see just a highway ride. At least I don't anyway. For your viewing pleasure. But anyway, getting ready to record that ride, but I thought I'd come down here and just put a few miles on. This isn't really super long ride, but I will admit that the clutch has gotten a lot better. If you get on it real hard, it's got a little chatter and a vibration to the clutch system. But if you ride it like you're supposed to, and I notice you roll into the throttle smoothly or whatever, so far it's working just fine. It even pulled me up a large hill on the way here. And I did a full throttle it on that one and didn't buck and jerk, just bared down and took me up the hill. All right, well, let me saddle up. Let's take a quick tour of the Illinois State Fairgrounds for your viewing pleasure.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
there you have it. You went with me for the whole ride. Probably in a little 5-mile round trip. And yet another successful trip on the old trusty 4-stroke. I am liking the 4-cycle bike. Like I said in the past, I have built 4-strokes for others, but I've never personally rode one any length of time. Took it out, test rode it for accuracy and make sure everything was working fine. Customer took it and rode off into the sunset, and it's the last I ever heard. So this is my actual first one. In the beginning, they're a little strange to get used to, especially if you're used to riding the 2-cycle. But I am going to have to give it, 4 out of 5 stars so far. It's taken me on both rides, hasn't let me down one iota. It's not leaking, not wobbling, nothing. So far, so good. All right then, we have come full circle. We are back to where we started from, except for the other end of the grandstand. There, as you see that car leaving, there's kind of a creepy person in that car, and I didn't want to park there. Yeah, I said it, creepy person. That, and I always wonder, it's pretty quiet out here, but when you do see people out here, other than myself, that is, there's some creepy individuals lurking around here. And something else I noticed about them, they all have cars that are packed with junk all the way up to their necks. One was a minivan, one was a car. The person drove by and all you saw was like a head, because the back seat was full, the back window was full, the passenger side was full. I mean, like, who does that? Why would you do that? You're like, wait a minute. I think I can get one more sock in here. I need a sock to travel with. All right, enough of what the oddness I've seen. Back to the 4-cycle bike. As a person who has been a 2-stroke bike for years, rider, and now is on a 4-cycle bike, there are a few things you got to get used to. That is the clutch and the way they take off. A little jumpy when they're new. I'm not going to get on a clutch spiel now, but they're a little jumpy when they're new. They do wear in, get a little better on that. This one has, or is in the process though. But I'm not going to say anything else about that until I give it 100% trial. It either breaks or lasts for 3 or 4 tankfuls, and then maybe I'll take it off and give it a check over for wear and tear. But other than that, enough said about that. A couple little things, and they're small things that I personally had to get used to riding it. When you pull up to a stop sign, when the clutch disengages, you pull up, you stop. The bike is so quiet, every once in a while, I have to give it a little throttle just to make sure the motor's still running. Which you don't have that in a 2-stroke. You can always kind of hear the motor running. I personally ride with headphones on. I don't rock out or anything, but I do have some on because I don't want to take the whole entire trip just hearing the bicycle engine run. So it's a light background music, if you will. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints about this. I am glad I decided to keep this bike so far. If anything happens on it, I will let you folks know. If you haven't noticed or watched any of my other videos, I'm pretty much for the stock bike rider. The guy who just wants to buy a standard bicycle, motorize it up, go out and tinker around. I don't do anything in the serious realm. We know, with aluminum frames and buying your own wheels and window pistons and reed carburetors and etc., etc. I'm more for the everyday, common, just want to ride kind of rider, guy, type of individual, or something like that. Okay, well, stay tuned for my next exciting video. I'm probably going to have to get the old orange bike out because it's probably feeling bad that I parked this one next to it, and I've been riding this one, and old orange is my faithful, trusty companion. I can't leave old orange for dead. I don't want it crying in my garage. But anyway, stay tuned for the next video. I got a Kent sea change I'm going to, well, the last one I'm going to finish putting together. So if you happen to be the person that sent me a message the other day, sorry I've drug on you. I've had other things to do. I will get you my contact information, my email address. I understand you're putting a sea change together yourself. And if you need some help or, you know, a friendly pat on the back or whatever it is to help you get riding too, I'll be more than happy to do that. Other than that, stay safe out there, and I'm going to go out and enjoy the last hour and a half of daylight.